Hey mamas! For this class, I'm going to show you 3 different ways you can modify sun salutations during pregnancy. So that's what you're going to learn in this video. Okay, so let's start by standing at the top of your mat, and we will do a half sun salutation to get us started. Good, so look down at your feet, bring your feet to at least hip distance wide and a little bit wider, and then fold your hands together in front of your heart, and just take a breath. Good. With an inhale, sweep your arms wide out to the sides, lift them up and overhead, maybe gaze goes up toward the thumbs. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips, bring your hands down to a block or to the floor. Good. Inhale, reach your chest forward, peel your shoulders back so your spine is long, and then exhale, keep all that length and fold forward again. Beautiful. Inhale, press down through the feet, reach your arms wide out to the sides, lift all the way up to stand. And exhale, hands come back together in front of the heart. Beautiful. Inhale, reach your arms wide, lift them up and overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, bow forward. Good. Inhale, reach your chest, bring your shoulders back. Exhale, bend your knees so your hands can come down to the floor, and step back, come into your plank pose. So hands are right under your shoulders. Yep, and then once you get there, just bring your knees straight down to the floor. Good. So you see Katie is kind of in an inclined plane from her shoulders all the way down to the knees. So her hips aren't sagging down and they're not lifted into a tabletop position. So right in the middle. Good. Take a big breath in and feel your shoulders move back and your chest broad. Good. And then with an exhale, she's just going to bend her elbows a couple inches and then lift right back up. So maybe belly button touches the mat, maybe it doesn't at all. We'll show that one more time. So bend your elbows, come down just a little bit, hug your elbows in towards the sides of your body, and then inhale, lift all the way back up. Beautiful. And then come into your tabletop position. So knees come forward, yeah. And then just think about shoulders coming back, chest reaching forward, lift up your chin. So little tiny baby back bend, inhale. And then exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, come into a downward facing dog. Feet at least hip distance a little bit wider to make room for baby. Good, and then whenever you're ready, inhale, step your feet forward toward your hands. You can bring your hands back up onto your blocks if you need to. Reach your chest forward so spine is long. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press down through the feet, reach your arms wide, come all the way back up to stand. Very nice. Exhale, hands come together in front of the heart. Take a breath here. So you can see how that would be a good one for if you are in class, but if you have the capacity to kind of take your time. Okay. For version number 2, it's going to be probably more appropriate for you to practice at home on your own because it takes a little bit more time to get through it, but I really love this version, so I want to make sure you see it. So bring your hands together in front of your heart, press down through the feet, lift up so you're tall. Beautiful. And then with an inhale, reach your arms wide out to the side, lift them up and overhead, maybe palms turn to touch at the top. And then exhale, just hinge at the hips, fold forward. Hands can come down to the floor onto blocks. Inhale, reach your chest, so you're long. Beautiful, keep all that length, fold forward. Bend your knees as much as you need to bring your hands down to the floor, and then walk yourself back and make your way into a tabletop position. So knees are under hips, hands are under wrists. Good. And then right foot goes back behind you. And lift it so it's parallel to the floor. Good. Make sure pinky toe is facing down toward the floor so your hips are square. Good. Take a big breath in here. And then with an exhale, bend at your elbows, and she's going to be like a teeter-totter. So her shoulders come down and her back leg lifts, and then she's going to come right back up. Good. And then once we're here, we'll do the back bend by left arm reaching forward. Yep. And then bend your right knee. And maybe you can reach around and grab that foot. If it doesn't quite make connection, that's fine. Just kind of fake it. Yep. Little bobbles and wobbles here and there are fine. Think about chest moving forward and the shoulder moving back. Beautiful. And then come back to hands and knees any way you need to get there. And we'll just do the other side. So now left foot lifts back behind you, left leg lifts back behind you. Yep. Take a big breath in here. And then bend the elbows, hugging them in towards your rib cage. Yes. And lift right back up. Very nice. And then just like we did before, find that little back bend by bending the lifted leg. Maybe the hand grabs onto the foot. Maybe it doesn't. So just reach in that general area and open up through the chest. That's all we're trying to do here. Nice. And then back to hands and knees. Whenever you're ready, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good. Shake out your head, wiggle your hips from side to side. Right? This is like your home practice version, so you can do whatever you need to do and take as much time as you need to take. Beautiful. And then just walk your feet forward toward your hands. Good. Careful not to squish the baby. And then once you get here, hands come onto blocks. Reach your chest forward, long, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press down through the feet to reach your arms wide. Come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands come together in front of your heart. Take a breath. So the third and final version of Sun Salutations modified for pregnancy is maybe my favorite, but you need a bolster. So have a bolster handy if you have one, have your blocks handy if you have them, and know that if you're in a studio class and you know you'll be doing lots of Sun Salutations, as long as you have a bolster, you can just kind of move right along with the class and be fine. So let's try it out. Come to stand at the front of your mat. Make sure feet are at least hip distance wide, maybe a little bit wider, and bring your hands together in front of your heart for Tadasana. Good. Inhale, press down through the feet, reach your arms wide, lift them up and overhead. Big stretch through the front body. Nice. Exhale, fold forward. Fingertips come onto blocks or to the floor. And then inhale, reach your chest so your spine is long. Good. Keep all that length. Exhale. Good. Bend your knees as much as you need to so your hands can come to the floor. And then you're going to step back over your bolster, which is about in the middle of your mat. It takes some time to find the exact right placement of the bolster. So if you need to do this a couple times just to get it right, then go for it. And then take a big breath in. With your exhale, you're going to bend your elbows and you're going to come into chaturanga, but the bolster will catch you. The bolster's right at the hips, so you have room for your belly. And then with an inhale, you see Katie's already lifting up into a downward facing dog. Bring your hands back just a little bit more, and then think about chest moving forward and shoulders moving back. Beautiful, Katie. Take one more big breath here. And then with an exhale, come back into downward facing dog. Good. One of the reasons this is my favorite version is that for me, my head rests right on that bolster when I come into downward facing dog. So if you can do that, do it. It feels amazing. And then with your next inhale, step your feet forward, forward, forward. Don't trip over the bolster. You may have to kind of step around it or over it, whatever you need to do. Oh, so graceful. And then hands come onto your blocks to lift your chest forward. Good. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press down through the feet, reach your arms wide, come all the way up to stand. Palms touch at the top, look up at the thumbs. Exhale, hands come together in front of your heart. Good, take an extra breath here. And I hope this gives you some ideas for how you can still be a part of your vinyasa class, even as your belly is growing. May you each be blessed with peace and joy, love and light. Until next time.